Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 40 of Across America. You know
episode
what?
40.
It's really awesome.
Episode 40.
Somebody actually shouted us out on Facebook, I believe.
Facebook or Twitter? Because somebody also plugged us on Twitter, too.
Did they really?
Well,
Across America?
He said that the hashtag Mondildo was cracking him up.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So then I did...
You mean like a long time ago, or...?
No, this was like a week ago.
No way.
Yeah. I said hashtag Gatalope and hashtag Wallet Guy. So...
You gotta love Wallet Guy.
Everybody loves Wallet Guy.
Yeah. I wish I could find this young lady because she was very sweet. And I thought it was really bad because the first thing I thought of was somebody listens to Across America.
Hey, it's got 10 reviews now.
Wow. That's so cool. Everybody's so nice. I love you guys.
Yeah, for the most part.
I'm going to find it. How many, by the way, I had a quick question. How many, collecting data, how many steps has he actually run in his films? I need to know that.
Oh, you're talking about the Tom Cruise thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, my friend does movies, films, and flicks podcast, but he does a lot of articles for Rotten Tomatoes. And basically, he always does the dumb movie data.
Yeah.
Like, he tracked how far the Jaws shark and Jaws Revenge traveled to kill everybody. He also...
Yeah.
Like he just maps out a bunch of like dumb movie data. And the Tom Cruise thing actually got brought up to Tom Cruise. Somebody at another website brought up his article that he wrote to Tom Cruise and said, "Hey, did you know somebody like calculated how much you run and like whether it impacts the box office and stuff?" And Tom Cruise just laughed it off. He's like, "Really?" He's like, "That's crazy." That's Scientology. No.
That's great.
And then he ran off.
That's my best Tom Cruise laugh.
I mean, it's like a mixture.
Her name is, I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, Riette? Riette. I think that's Riette.
Oh, I didn't even notice that one.
Yeah, I think the other person is your friend. Ms.
Yeah, the
Lenhart.
other person is, yeah.
Episode 40 is a big deal, Heather. We appreciate you. Thank you. We're glad
Thanks for
you're listening. We're glad you and at least Rita are listening. If I'm saying that right, please tell me if I'm saying it wrong because I will absolutely correct it.
Yeah, just go to Jack's Facebook page.
Yeah.
And in caps, tell him how wrong he is.
Yes.
If he's pronouncing it
and
wrong.
all the things you don't like about me and what I say on the podcast.
You can also curse at him.
Yes.
Like just straight up, just all over Facebook. Just make him feel like worthless or...
Please.
Yeah.
That's fine. We're good there.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you
can do it at the Seven Land page or at me directly.
That's true. Or if you want, at the end of this podcast, I'll drop his address, and you can go right to his house and just really ream him good.
Work and home.
Yeah, obviously.
Cool.
Because if you're not at home, she's going to drive to your work and make sure you hear how horribly you pronounce her name.
Yep.
Yeah. That's
She's
good.
just started off. I'll know it's you. Started off with, you got a lot of nerve. Listen up. You know what?
Listen up, buddy.
Before we get into Missouri.
Yeah. Well, we're already in there, but go ahead.
Well, you know what I mean? Finishing up Missouri.
Gotcha.
There's a guy who pulled into my work today. And he started off his comment with, "Now listen." Let me just tell you, folks,
That's my favorite.
that is probably the worst way. Well, no, one of the worst ways you could start off any conversation with anybody that you want to help you. Now listen.
I mean, he could have said, "Hey, fucker,"
or
something like that.
Actually, I might have had a chuckle at that.
That's true.
But I work in a pretty professional environment, so if you started with "Hey, fucker,"
now that you saying it out loud, it makes me laugh.
You've piqued my interest, sir. I don't know if it's me you're referring to as such.
No, but I do like. I mean, I don't like it, but when people say, "Hey, listen," or "Listen up," or something like that.
Hey, listen.
It's like you're talking. I'm listening. Chill out. Like if you're across a crowded, bar or something, then yeah, I'm not hearing you. But if you're right next to me, you don't have to say listen.
Right.
I'm right
I
there.
hear you.
Yeah. I got you. I'm not deaf. I can hear you.
Right. Hey, listen. What do you think I'm doing? That's your response.
Oh.
Hey, listen. What do you think I'm doing?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I would say. I thought you were going to keep going with that sentence.
Clearly.
Like, listen.
Judged
what do you
by
think
your
I'm doing?
silence.
Yeah, I was waiting
Just
for more.
by your silence, you thought there was more to come. Sorry. Spoiler alert.
All right, my bad.
All right. So you're in Missouri, which is nearly to the Bahamas.
Yeah. Almost to 2 more steps, Bahamas. Just come back on my cruise and then finish it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Your land cruise.
It basically is. You know,
could jump on the Mississippi and get all the way out.
I thought about it. I've thought about just buying one of those tubes at Walmart, hopping into the Mississippi, and just letting it take me all the way down.
And we get to episode 40, and he finally starts talking some sense.
Yeah, float from there all the way down to the Gulf, paddle my way to St. Pete, done.
Dunzo.
Yeah.
You still made it.
Yeah, I know. I did the old-fashioned foot travel. Ugh, I know. Tell me about it. Now that I know, hon.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Going back?
Next time, I'm just going to have to use a car.
You would have seen where the Mississippi started and jumped in right there.
Yeah, I would just start there. Like, hey, guys, I'm going to walk north to south
right
across America, but just jump into the Mississippi.
Heckling everyone you see on the bank. Like, what's up? You walking?
Yeah. I would flip them off as I'm like floating with my
by.
koozies and my
Who's ready to float
cooler.
so hard?
We all float over here.
Oh, wow.
Wow. I'm going to dress up as the clown, too.
Okay. We all float down the Mississippi.
That's what he said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get in some freezing water if you started in at the...
at the very top?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
All right.
I'm not going to do that. Anyways, yeah, I think I left off where...
Please stop changing the subject. Let's get to Missouri.
I was just about to get to the bridge where it's the Missouri and the Mississippi River meet.
Yeah.
And there's like this corner. So technically, like, I'm in Missouri and I'm coming across this bridge, and I believe, and I'm not looking at a map right now, I think you cross over the... Ugh, now I don't know.
All right,
I think you cross over
Google
the
to the
Missouri
rescue.
into Illinois, and then from Illinois you cross over into Kentucky over the Mississippi. I could be wrong, though. If that's not how it is, it's switched, and you cross over the Mississippi into Illinois. It's like right at the bottom. I'll Google map it too, Jack, so that way we can both see what I'm talking about. Nope, that's not it.
Inside of this storm shelter, we don't get a whole ton of signal.
Wait, hold on. Here, I think.
Where does the Mississippi River meet the Missouri River?
All right, so it's right here. Okay, so the city, town, or whatever in Illinois is called Cairo.
Mm-hmm.
Not to be confused with that
Egypt.
Cairo. yeah. Because I'm definitely not in Egypt right now. Just gonna say that.
Somebody's gonna be listening. Whoa, what?
Oh, and I lied. It's not the Missouri River. It's the Ohio River. My bad. So glad I checked, because we would have got all those angry letters.
Yeah. Somebody was on Twitterville going, "It's the Ohio.
Missouri's on the other side."
I told you.
I know. So, yeah. All right. So, like, if you follow 62 and you walk up that, there's a bridge that goes across the Mississippi River. Then you're in Illinois. And then it cuts across another bridge over the Ohio River. And then you're in, I think that's Kentucky.
Yeah. Kentucky?
Yeah. So, anyways, I was walking up to the bridge. And I was like, I don't know how I'm going to get across this, because the guy... Yeah, I already heard that there's no shoulder, and it's like, I thought it wasn't going to be that bad. There's really not that many bridges that cross the Mississippi at that point, so I'm like trying to this was the closest bridge, unless I like backtrack or whatever. So I was like, I don't know how I'm going to get across this, but we'll see. So as I'm walking towards the bridge, it's just a line of cars, and this one truck pulls to the side of the road, like in front of me, and he's like, hey man, like, where are you going? I was like, well, I'm going to cross the Mississippi and get into, I'm heading towards Kentucky.
Like hell you are.
He's like, dude, there's no shoulder up here. Like, you're going to block traffic. And I'm like, really? I'm like, is it that bad? He's like, yeah. He's like, you're not going to be able to walk across it. So I'm like, well, I have to. Like, I have to do it. He's like, well, with the cart, why don't I just give you a ride? And I'm like, I don't want to cheat. Like, I want to walk the whole way.
Yeah.
So he's like, well, I'm going.
I like how everybody's like, nobody has been like, you know what? Forget the stupid walk.
Yeah.
You're going to block traffic, you idiot. They're all like, as soon as you're like, I have to
do
I'm walking all the way across the country. They're like, okay.
We understand. We understand.
Everybody's genuinely like, you know what, man? Okay.
Well, and he said, he was going like not into Cairo, but like north into Illinois a little bit. So he's like, well, I'm supposed to head north. He's like, I can take you across the bridge, and then I'm going to come back, and I'm heading into Kentucky. I can give you a ride across that bridge. And he's like, if you want, I can just do that, at least get your cart across and stuff, and then you can figure it out. And I was like, okay, like, this is what I'm going to do. So I was like, so you can take me just across this bridge? He's like, yeah, I'll drop you off right. There's like a little park right across the bridge. I'm going to look up what it's called right now. It's like a little park called Fort Defiance Park. You know, Fort Defiance.
Yeah.
Yeah, that classic park.
Talk about it at all my major parties.
Yeah, definitely. Hot topic.
Anybody got any Fort Defiance news?
Yeah. What's happening over there?
What's going on at Fort Defiance, y'all?
That mile by mile park.
Jesus.
So I was like, all right, that's fine. So I put my cart into the back of his truck, like into the truck bed. I climb in. He drives me across. So I'm seeing the bridge, and there's literally there's nowhere to walk. Like, there's a little bit of a curb, but I'm not going to be able to
How long was the bridge?
I don't know. That long.
Great.
As I show him a map. I don't know. It's a centimeter on my map.
Centimeter on the map. Good. Good.
There's no key down here, so I can't tell.
Would you have been able to run across that bridge without really screwing up traffic?
Well, here's what I did, Jack.
Okay.
I had him take me across. He said, listen, he's like, if you want to walk across the Ohio River Bridge, he's like, you can. You're going to block traffic too. He's like, or you can wait. He's like, I'll be back in an hour. He's like, I got to go drop off some stuff for work. He's like, I'll be back in an hour. I can give you a ride across that bridge. So I'm like, all right. I'm like, I'll wait. I'm going to wait here if you don't mind. And like, I'll do that for sure. He's like, all right. He's like, yeah, I'll be back in an hour.
And you never saw him again?
Yeah. He disappeared, and I cried and slept in Fort Defiance Park.
Yeah,
No.
which is where we set up the studio.
Yes, and I haven't left since. Trust is hard to find, Jack, okay?
It is.
Someone tells me something, I believe it. I'm still waiting for him to show up. He's going to one day.
Yeah.
He just went out for cigarettes, Jack. He said he's going to be back.
He went out for some bangers and mash.
Yeah. So, like, I was like, okay, I got this. So when he left, there was like a little, it was like weird. It's like a little museum, like a history museum, like in that park. And you can go in it, and it's free. All you have to do is sign in, like sign your name, and you can walk around. It's got like a lot of like Confederate flags and Abraham Lincoln history and, you know, the traditional like Midwestern.
Dude, why are you
kind of stuff.
telling me? It's all Fort Defiance stuff.
Right.
I'm versed.
I'm doing it for the listeners, even though most people know, everyone knows about Fort Defiance. But
Yeah.
I just want to like make sure, in case there's that one guy who's like, you know, I've been living under a rock my whole life.
like,
I don't know anything about Fort Defiance Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm filling him in.
Good.
Everybody else, tune out for
Now
the
he
next
could-
20 seconds.
Now he could stop looking like an idiot at all his
oh
parties.
my God, he probably doesn't even get invited to parties anymore.
Touche.
Yeah, you can't show up to a party without knowing anything
here's
about
the guy
Fort
who doesn't know anything about Fort Defiance.
Ah,
Ooh.
God, who invited him? So, anyways, at Fort Defiance, I came up with this idea, and after I went through the little museum, because I just wanted to see what it was like, I put my cart behind the building, and I just left it there. And what I did was I literally ran across the bridges, both bridges, before the guy got back. So I
Did you really?
yeah. So I ran across the one that went like the Mississippi, kind of like, by run I mean like jogged lightly on the curb, like right on the edge. And cars, like sometimes I would just stop and let like the big trucks and stuff go by before I start walking again.
Yeah.
And then I ran literally back across. And then I was like, well, if this guy's going to take me across the next bridge, I might as well try to walk across that too. So just to get that foot, like to say I didn't cheat, I like walked across that bridge too, came back, and then he still was like, I still had like 20 minutes or so before he like showed back up. And then he showed back up. I had my cart. He took me across, and then not only that, the problem was I got into the truck, and on the it was starting to get like later in the day, and as he was driving me across the bridge, he's like, hey, there's a motel up here, or he's like, where are you gonna stay for the night? I'm like, well, there's a motel I'm gonna stay at. He's like, all right, I'll take you there. I'm like, oh, no, like you can just drop me off here. And he's like, no, it's all right, it's not a big deal. I'm like, no, but like I have to finish the walk and stuff, and I'm like trying to explain it, and like as I'm explaining it, he's just driving. He just keeps going.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, no, like I have to do this. Like I have to keep walking.
Yeah.
So finally, like the motels just come up. And I'm just like, oh, screw it,
Thanks,
that's fine.
man.
Just take me to the motel. So then I went to the motel. No one was at the motel, so I'm like, God damn it. So I
Turn around and walk back.
left my cart behind one of the buildings of the motel.
Oh, Jesus.
Because there's like separate buildings. I forget what it was called, but it's like separate buildings.
He's like, hey, you'll be fine, man. What's 10 miles? What's 10 miles walking?
Yeah, exactly. So it was like, no, it was like a good amount, but like,
I'm serious.
yeah. So I ended up walking back that way and then got back, but the people were gone or something like that, and I ended up calling them to see like when they were going to be back.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, okay, yeah, we'll be back. It was like a small little mom and pop type motel.
Right.
So then I was like, all right. So then I like went back, did my 3 miles there, 3 miles back bullshit. And then by that time they were back, and I got a motel room and stayed there for the night. It wasn't too late at that point. It wasn't like completely dark out. So I was like, okay with walking. Plus I could always walk a lot faster without the cart. So I was able to kind of get through that pretty
sure.
quickly. And then, like that night I stayed at the motel, and the motel was like, how do I describe this? It looked like no one had slept in the rooms in like years,
right?
Like years. I went in there, it was like everything was very like, it looked like my house in the early 90s.
Uh-huh.
Like the furniture and it was all like wooden, and then the bed had like the prints of like flowers, like the old timey flowers, like how rugs looked like in the 80s, late 80s and early 90s. So I was like, this is weird. But I ended up
This is
just
where we
there.
killed everyone.
Yeah. You know that you stay at one of those motels, there's got to be at least somebody who's murdered.
Yeah.
At one point or another.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know.
100%.
But besides all the backtracking, and it did take a long time, I didn't get very far that day because of the bridges and stuff, but I was like, it's worth it. At least I got past that. And then I ended up just like resting that night in the motel. And I was like, all right, now I can power through Kentucky and keep going. And yeah, so I was just happy to get across that. Yeah.
Too good, man. I just love that you're like, please, sir, stop.
Stop.
Please.
I know, I was trying not to be
stop,
mean.
sir, please.
But he was
And he's
literally like,
you'll be fine. Off to the hotel, get you a nice rest.
But it was like that thing where he thinks he's doing me a favor, like the further he drives me, and
Right.
it's like the worse it is for
Yeah.
me. Like, please, no, like, don't
like,
keep
sir,
going.
I am going to walk back to that point and walk again. Please stop. He's like, you'll be fine.
And then he drove me all the way to St. Pete.
Right. And then you're in the hotel and he knocks on the door.
Yep.
We're bunkmates. And there's the shower. The cop
Oh
just,
my gosh. Yeah.
idiot.
Yeah. Idiot. Stupid guy.
How far was that campsite, huh?
Just because you're wallet guy, you think you're fucking everything. I'm sorry.
Just because you're Wallet Guy. Yeah, well, Wallet Guy slept near the tracks and killed a small town.
I'll admit that wallet guy did go to my head plenty of times.
Yeah.
And I used that to my advantage, to take advantage of other people.
I'm going to use that age-old line. With great power.
It's wielded by a wallet guy.
Yeah.
I don't know if that made sense completely, but it seemed like a sentence.
With great power comes great... Oh, God, what is it? Wallet Guy?
No, that doesn't fit at all.
Damn it.
Comes great people who hold wallets.
That's it.
Yeah.
We're there.
Yeah.
By the way, team, we definitely forgot the song that we made up from last week.
Yeah, I don't remember.
If anybody remembers it, because I remember it being hilarious.
Yeah, but was it on the podcast or was it before the podcast?
It was both. Because it was on the podcast, and I thought, this is so stupid, there's no way I bring it up. And then the podcast started, it's like, nah, gotta happen.
Right. Well, and also, before you stop it, because you always stop it abruptly,
What?
I just want to say that in case Rita, or however you pronounce her name,
Rite.
she wants to get a hold of you, Jack's address
This has been a Seven Lamb production.